Hello students, I'm your SST faculty at XLS. So today we are going to learn about the features of democracy, right? So let's start. So the first feature of democracy is major decisions are taken by the elected leaders. So as we know that democracy is a form of government where every citizen or people have right to choose their leader, and that particular leader take decisions on behalf of the whole citizen, right? So here see, major decisions are taken by the elected leaders. Now let's see with an example. Okay, for example, in Pakistan, earlier they had elected government, right? Earlier they had democratically elected government, but in 1999, General Pervez Musharraf, he overthrew the elected government and declared himself as a chief executive of the Pakistan. And in 2002, he declared or he changed his designation to president. With a referendum, he again extended his power for 5 years, right? Now let's understand what is referendum. So referendum is a direct vote in which entire electorate is asked to either accept or reject a particular proposal, right? So referendum is a process where people, electorate means who are going to vote, right? That means us. So people can reject or they can accept a particular proposal through referendum with a vote. So after that, in August 2002, he issued a legal framework order and he amended the Pakistan constitution. That means he made various changes in the Pakistan constitution where he can abolish the national and provincial legislature, and also the working of civil cabinet was supervised by the National Security Council, which were controlled by the military officers, right? So in Pakistan, we had elections, right? And the elected representatives have some powers, but most of the powers were on the hands of the military officers who were controlled by the General Pervez Musharraf. Okay, so in conclusion, we can say that the major decisions in Pakistan were made by the General Pervez Musharraf, but he was not an elected leader. So we can say that Pakistan is not a democratic country because those particular person who decide for the country is not elected by the people, right? Okay, so now let's see the next feature of democracy, which is fair opportunity to people and power to change the ruler. Okay, so let's understand with examples. Right. So for example, in China, we know that after every 5 years, they conduct election and the citizens elect their representative and make the parliamentary system. So the parliamentary system of China is known as National People Congress, right? And they elect their president. Okay. But before contesting the election, the candidate needs to approve from the Communist Party, right? That means those who are the members or allied with Communist Party, only they can be or they can contest the election, right? So we can say that in China there is an election, right? But there is no fair opportunities because candidate needs to be a member of Communist Party first and then they can participate in the election, right? Okay, let's see another example. For example, in Mexico, we know that elections were conducted after every 6 years, right? So in Mexico, only one party owned the election every time, right? And that party was PRI, Institutional Revolutionary Party. It's not like there was no opposition party. There was opposition party, but the PRI used various dirty tricks to own the election. So now let's see the dirty tricks that PRI uses. So the first one is government offices had to attend the party meeting. That means the PRI party meetings. Every government officials need to participate that party meetings. Second is teachers of government schools used to force parents to vote for PRI. That means people don't have right to choose their leader. Okay, it was forced by the PRI. Okay, so the next is media focuses on criticizing only the opposition party rather than their activities. Right, media basically were in favor of the PRI party. Okay, next is polling booths were shifted from one place to another in last minute, which made it very difficult for people to cast their vote. So if they changes the location of the polling booth, it will be very difficult for people to put their votes, right? So these are all the dirty tricks that PRI party uses for election. Okay, so we can say that there may be lot of party like party 1, party 2 or maybe party 3. Okay, but holding election is not enough. There must be a real choice, right? No one can force the citizen to whom they can vote. Okay, so we can say that the Mexico is not a democratic country because ruling party uses various dirty tricks to own the election, right? Okay, so the next feature of democracy is one person, one vote and one value. Okay, so let's understand this. What is one person, one vote and one value? So as we know that earlier not all people get the right to vote, right? But now we can see the concept has been changing, right? Those who are 18 and 18 plus, they can give vote and every vote is counted and it has value, right? But before 2015 in Saudi Arabia, the women did not have right to vote. Okay, Estonia also made such rules that it is difficult for the Russian minorities to vote in Estonia. So in Fiji also we can see that in electoral system they made such rules that the vote of the indigenous Fiji is more valuable than the Indian Fiji. That means we can say that there is a discrimination in terms of voting. So in a democratic country, every individual have the right to vote irrespective of their gender, race, religion, etc. Okay, if they are discriminated, then we can say that that country is not democratic, right? Okay, so the next feature of democracy is rule of law and respect for rights. So here we can see that a popular party called JANU PF, okay, they led the freedom struggle against the minorities, white minorities. Okay, so that means the white minorities exploited the indigenous Zimbabwe people, right? That is why the popular party in Zimbabwe, they formed a freedom struggle against the white minorities. And in 1980, the Zimbabwe got independence. Okay, now see, Robert Mugabe, who was the leader of the JANU PF party, he has been ruling the country after independence, right? But he used various unfair practices in election. So let's see the unfair practices made by the Robert Mugabe. So he changed the constitution several times to increase his power. He harassing the workers of the opposition party and disrupting their meetings. He made various laws that limits the right to criticize the president. Okay, so he also controlled the media. That means media is controlled by the ruling party, right? And also pressurizing the charges and ignoring the court judgments that went against the government. That means we can say that Robert Mugabe, who ruled the whole country, who ruled Zimbabwe, okay, with the unfair practices, right? So in a democracy, everyone must respect the law or rules of the constitution, right? Even the ruling party, even the government has to follow the rule of law, right? So in conclusion, we can say that even popular leaders can be undemocratic, right? That means the Robert Mugabe was a popular leader in Zimbabwe, right? In ZANU-PF party. But due to his unfair activities, the country called undemocratic, right? So let's revise the feature of democracy. Here, the final decision-making power rests with those elected by the people. Okay. Then second is, it must be based on a free and fair election, right? Third is, each adult citizen must have one vote and each vote must have one value. That means every citizen vote should be counted and valued. So the last feature is, it should rule within the limits set by the constitutional law and citizens' rights. So all these features we have discussed with some examples, right? So I hope you have understood, and we will be discussing in our next class the merits and demerits of democracy. Thank you.